cement. The state government, as much as they all brag about with their sirens and everywhere, intimidating you here and there, as governors, they have no say, except Abuja. And guess what? In that Abuja, people will won't grow Nigeria, including crude oil. People will won't grow Nigeria since they control it. They won't give the license to those states who owns them. They give the license to individuals of their own choosing. And that is why they choose those who drill, who extract, or who steal anything from your backyard. And you'll be asking yourself, how is this going on? And government is not arresting them. Let's go and report. Report to who? Reporting to the people who send the thieves. And the people who own all these resources, they live in abject poverty. They did not just go there. They don't just go there to steal all these things. They destroy and ruin the environment. So look at it this way. When you look at those who control the oil blocks in Nigeria, the real people who are in the oil industry in Nigeria, you won't see a state, they will say, River States, they are the ones extracting their oil. They are the ones who allocated the oil rigs. They are, you know what I mean? They are only giving some change to Abuja. No. But you will see one Danladi, Alhaji Danladi, Alhaja Fatimotu Gombe, Pascal Mbakwe. Individuals are being given oil blocks, oil rigs that is meant for the development of the people in the country. Look at that. Listen to that. It is deliberate. When I said something about structural imbalance and the beneficiaries who are the gatekeepers, and you who are actually those who are the victims of this one Nigeria, you may not understand what that structural imbalance means and how it affects you. Now listen, Rivers State, they will say is oil producing state. But those who are drilling oil in Rivers State, government of Rivers State, they don't have anything to do with them. All Rivers State have to do is to go to Abuja and say, how much oil did you sell? How much oil did you drill? How much are you going to give us? They say, no, wait. Now, how much we sell? This is your share. In Rivers State, they will travel to Abuja. Ondo State is oil producing state. Imo State is oil producing state. Abia State is oil producing state. If the regional system is working, nobody needs to go to Abuja now. Maybe the people of Eastern Nigeria will be going to Enugu, their headquarters, to discuss about oil sale, oil drilling, the government and those who control the oil there, including other resources there. Who is getting it? What are they using it for? This and that. They don't have to go to Abuja. But Nigeria is structurally done that they have to go to Abuja and beg for money. That is what is called structural imbalance. I'm still going to tell you the consequences of that. I'm only giving you the examples now. Examples of what is called structural imbalance that is systemically put in place over time, and the 1999 fraudulent constitution came to cement it, and here we are, divided, impoverished, at war, terrorized. Yet, those who are parading themselves as the patriotic leaders in Nigeria, they are merrymaking, but you and I are running and dodging from the bullet of the kidnappers because the system allowed it, and systemically it broke down. So structurally, the people of Imo State, the people of Abia State, the people of Enugu State, the people of Ondo State, the people of Ogun State, the people of Lagos State, the Yorubas, the Igbos, the people of Bauchi State, we talk say they don't discover oil right now. They don't know anything about their oil or those who owns them. Because Nigeria said they have taken over, they have taken control of everything. That wasn't what it was in the beginning. Do you understand? So when Nigeria took over everything, federal government, they now shared it to individuals. Dangote. You see? Because Nigeria doesn't sell any oil. Nigeria collects percentage. It is called royalty. You don't have a clue. Now they take all of that and they ask people to help them sell them. Help us sell now. Oh yeah, pump the oil, pump, sell, pump, take the oil. And those who owns the whole thing, they have no idea. But every month, they will go to Abuja to go and beg for money. The people of Atakumosa in Osun, Abi, the people of Osun State who have been witnessing strange gold miners, the people in Benue, the people in Kogi, the people in Enugu and all those places that you have been witnessing and seeing illegal gold miners, Chinese, they didn't just come from China and they just suddenly found themselves in Osun drilling your gold. They've sold the license to somebody that has never been to Osun State. So far that geography shows that there is gold deposit there, gold deposit here, just like your crude oil. Nigeria knows about that and they give that to whoever they want to give it to, and that one becomes a sudden billionaire, and then you want them to allow Nigeria to break. So when we say break up Nigeria, what we are asking you to start breaking up from is this fraudulent arrangement. You need to first know that we need to break this fraudulent one Nigeria first from our mental, from our mental consciousness. It's not real. For the sake of national unity, Nigeria cannot give account of what amount of crude oil they actually drill from Nigeria every day. They don't have a clue. They collect percentage from those who are selling the crude oil. They brag about it. And when those thieves, their friends, they share this, they allocate all your resources to. Imagine this, taking away resources from states, giving it to individuals of choice. And those ones will now, in return, they will be putting billions into their political parties, putting billions into supporting coup, putting billions into this and that. You see them everywhere, opening banks. But they never really invested that money in the amount of resources that you are blessed with as an indigenous people in that Nigeria. No single part of Nigeria is not blessed. No single part. But because the resources of Nigeria, they use their fraudulent book to take it from you and share it to themselves. Then some people are parading themselves, since they can always go to Abuja every month to collect money, collect allocation. They can use a letter-headed paper to get loan, billions of dollars of loans from abroad. So what else do they want? Ben, if they said we should change this law now, that means we'll begin to be accountable. So because you have no access to your real resources, then you have lacked the ability to invest in the people. When you have enough money from your resources, and you invest in infrastructure, you build schools, you fund them, you build hospitals, standard hospitals, you fund them, you build stable electricity, you fund that. Because from your resources, you have abundance of that you can actually redevelop to further get more people into jobs. But the system doesn't need that. Do you understand? Yeah, Nigeria system doesn't need you to reinvest in control of your resources enough to create and spread wealth, a sort of a balanced and just society. So because of that greed of they don't want you to have access to that wealth, they don't want you to. If you have access to it, you are going to question them. If you have access to it, you are going to challenge them. And that is not the idea that they had in mind when they put together one Nigeria. And you, the victims, you probably don't have a clue too. So what did they do? They abrogate everything to themselves and they started sharing. Dangote, you will give you the key to the central bank. Anything you want, okay? Anything, just ask. Go and build refinery. Nigeria, as big as Nigeria is, as much as Nigeria makes so much money from oil and from wherever they make money from, they cannot build a refinery. So Dangote, you as an individual, you must be able to build a refinery. Now take the key. Don't tell anybody. Just say your consortium, your friends, everybody put money together to build a refinery for you because Nigeria cannot build one. It is the system. So what did that now do? It denied access to real resources. If you have been following the rest of the world and how much they invest in public infrastructure, you will realize that it is a shame that people parade themselves as representatives of people in any part of Nigeria today, and they continue to give themselves pat on the back that they have done so well. Investment in the people starts from investment in the infrastructures used by the people. For example, education and safety of children when they are in school, so paramount, and it should be part of national. And you know, one thing about that is this. In 1960, every region developed their own style of how to invest in their people. In Yoruba land, on record, we invested a lot in infrastructural development like healthcare, education, agriculture, things that you can say the real farm settlement where people actually live on farms, and then, mechanize their farming as far back as the 60s. Things that could have possibly have been built upon to have become, gigantic, institutions today. But they were stolen away from us in 1966, and we've never recovered from that since then. So when they take everything from you, and then you have to go cap in hand to beg, it denies you the opportunity to attain your real potential. Remember, the system already created or duplicated positions by creating fake fraudulent states that suits their agenda, which were not primarily for any development at all. Because by creating states and creating all these things they created, they will create positions, politicians to man them, and an opportunity to further loot whatever comes to any of those positions they have created. So it is all planned that way that you are left with nothing. There's no money to pay no money to pay the teachers. There's no money to pay there's no money to pay the doctors. Not to talk of the money to pay the security, pay the police, pay this or pay that, pay the fire service, fix the road. There's no more money. Because your governor needs allowance for his own new house, new cars, his trip abroad. He wants to go and bring investor to come and invest in his own shit hole. So he needs to take some people abroad and he needs some money. He needs some money for a new office. They need a new place, a befitting office for the people who can't feed themselves. Yeah. By the time they now say, okay, let us go and construct a road, you know what that means? So it is the system. Look at this. I was surfing the net as usual. I do that all the time. I'll start reading some of these things out, and you have an idea that if every party is on their own, there is no part of Nigeria. If Nigeria break up, there is no part that will ever suffer of anything, because the potential to be great is embedded in all of these lands, even before you were forced, all of you were forced together. Check your screen, oh. This is out there on the internet, and I just want to have it there for children who are possibly watching now, to let you know that all this in a working country, there is no part of Nigeria that should be poor. But politicians have had it so easy that they have stolen everything away from you, and they can only tap into 1% of what you are blessed with by using their law to forbid you from touching them. And you have to wait till thy kingdom come. Yorubas won't have to wait. Oh, take a listen. Look at this. Abia State. Look at what they have. Look at Abuja, Adamawa, right? Akwa Ibom, Anambra. Look at that. Bauchi. Just keep looking at your screen, and you get to have an idea of all of these things that are not allowed to be used or tapped into in commercial quantity to be extracted in any part for real by the system in Nigeria, except those who are making them for their own personal use, that are never for the betterment of any. But when you have your own autonomous region, the ones that our own forebearers signed up for, these are equitably shared, and this can be equitably and well used judiciously, right? Even as far as Borono and all that. Yeah? All the lands with what they are blessed with. Yeah? Gold is popular. Yeah? Bitumen is popular. Clay is popular. Lead and zinc is, they are popular. Coal is popular, cotton and all that. They are popular things that in commercial quantity, they can create millions of jobs. In fact, many of these things can actually give you 24 hours electricity. There are many of these raw materials that are being used to produce the battery, produce part of your phones, to produce part of the component of your TV, electronics, you know what I mean? Car part and all that. But they are buried down there, and you can only read about them online in papers and all that. But an independent autonomous region of Yoruba land, for example, the advantage of being on our own is monumental. You know, we did tell people then, we said that, you see all these resources that you've just seen now, they are there buried, under us, under the ground. They are just secondary to what we have to survive. If our own affairs genuinely is in our own hands, including how we choose or the style or system of government that we will choose. Back in the days, yeah, we only had one regional assembly. And one regional assembly represented the entire Yoruba land. That can be expanded than what it used to be to have every part of Yoruba land represented. The advantage is this: in Yoruba land, the most valuable resource we have is the people. Without oil, without agriculture, without anything and all of that, with what Lagos is and where it is currently situated as part of Yoruba land, without oil, without anything, Yoruba will even survive far better without them, because we have the human resources. We have a lot to offer because we have a lot we are already offering in different fields. Many of these experts and many of this side of us are even under-tapped or underutilized as we speak because of what Nigeria has done to us. The people. Look at me. I am one hell of a resource as a Yoruba man. Now think about 70 million of me. So we have the number to rally together and develop Yoruba land by channeling our own resources towards the betterment of the Yoruba people without having to go cap in hand to somewhere. They take 100% from you and they give you back 20%. How do you develop on that when they have already created the lacunas, the potholes, the bottomless potholes to take it from you, the politicians, and you have crumbs left with? An autonomous Yoruba land, an autonomous Yoruba sovereign nation will give us a full unhindered control on what type of government do we want. We don't need 6-7 governors or whatever in Yoruba land, because we can't afford that. It is the wasteful system of Nigeria that created all of this, and today the beneficiary gatekeepers are even richer than the states they are supposed to be leading. Talk less of the people they are supposed to be to make their life better. That is what this Nigeria system creates. A system that we had in Yoruba land was not an extravagant one, and therefore we are not rich to fund an extravagant political lifestyle or political system in Yoruba land. And guess what? There is no president, there is no vice president in the type of Yoruba sovereign nation that somebody like myself will propose. Let everybody start their own political system in Yoruba land. Let's have Egba People's Union. Let's have Ijebu Nationalist Party. Let's have the Akoko, all those stuff, and send your own representatives from your own local communities as your representatives to the National Assembly, where everybody, where those with the majority will form the government. Trust me. And then if there is no party with majority, then they have to go into an arrangement with an alliance with another party to form the quorum. This idea gives the control to you. You don't have to elect any president. No. Let them choose a leader from their party. We will also stand an election as a representative from his own people. So it doesn't come around and say, I have the mandate. Which mandate you decrease? The mandate starts from the people who elect you first, before your party gives you the leadership. And when you become the leader of your party, If your party wins the majority seat in the parliament, then you become the leader of the government and you form the government. You push your idea, which has to be the Yoruba first, Yoruba idea, Yoruba agenda. So when you push that, if you fail, in 2 years there will be another election, parliamentary election. So if your party lose out of the majority, all of those all of those threats and all of that will end. Another people will form the government. If they not do well again, then another 2 years you elect another set. With that is where you can say you can start the process of building a country. Yeah, maybe they build them small like that. Let's build it like that. So with that, people will learn how to work together. People will learn the idea of a building together. People will learn that their country, Yoruba nation, is the most important. Nigeria doesn't give them that. You know that. They come around to campaign to you and say, I am a supporter of Tifnumbu, vote for me because I'm APC. Oh, I'm a supporter of Atifku, or Obasanjo is my leader, vote for me because I'm a PDP. No. The people who have to decide the type of system they want. I just gave you an idea. So this idea will not make one person feel like, no. That is not how to build a country where you have a lot of poor people who want development and they want growth just as fast as like yesterday. You don't glamorize rogue. So it starts from that system. And that is why we said, if they push very well, and we understand what kind of Yoruba land are we talking about, it has to be the one that is different from the one you have now. Far different from it. It is not the one that we say, oh, it's going to be, no. It's not going to be a so perfect one. But you will make it to your own perfection. Yeah, it's not perfect. It may not be the super perfect one, but it will be the one you decide. You see, this Nigeria, coupled together by the fraudulent 1999 constitution. Inside that constitution, it said that we, the people of Nigeria, agreed. Where did they do the referendum? Where did they do the ratification of 1999 bill that later became constitution? Do you remember? So in a Yoruba nation, we have an idea of a system that should work there. So if you are a local political party that manages to win a particular part of the Yoruba land, let's say you have 600 seats and you have one speaker and one deputy speaker, chief whip, 600 seats, and you say any political party that can win 380 seats, they are going to form the government. Yeah? So that means all of them must go all over Yoruba land and ensure that they sell their idea. If it is going to be education, they know that that education policy must cover the entire Yoruba land, and it must be very well explained how they want to do it, how they want to fund it, where the money will come from, so that people can know before they choose your party. So if you bring out any terrible policy, now your party members will lose their seats. It is as simple as 1, 2, 3 or RBD. So when you give control to people that way, you take away control, you take control away from those who are called godfathers, the rogues, who are now going to be buying political forms for their own proxies. They will send them to State House of Assembly in Nigeria, so they are loyal to them. In Yoruba nation, in a Yoruba sovereign nation, you will never have anything like that. It will be impossible to do. because you have the right as a people, even as part of Yoruba nation, you have the right to continue to carry your identity as an Ijebu, as Oyo, as Egba, as, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you still have that right to carry that your identity under the banner of a united Yoruba sovereign nation. Which means you can go as far as launching your own indigenous political party, Egba Nationalist Party, Ijebu People's Party, anything. And you can also elect your own representatives. Can you believe that? That was what it was before Nigeria happened. So which means if you are elected on the platform of Ijebu Sovereign Party, and the Ijebus are interested in a big commerce policy, it is your job to make that a national policy. Now, when you bring that kind of rivalry, sometimes those who win the landslide, one single policy will just sweep them away. Nobody will say we can use the military to. Nobody controls the military. None of them controls anything. They are just there to make policies, argue them out, throw them into the public. And if you, the public, disagree with any of their policies, you have the right to occupy the streets, and nobody, no politician that knows that he's going to lose election, if he send military or send soldiers, send police to come and brutalize you, they know they will lose the election in the next 2 years. Would they dare you? That is the kind of Yoruba land we want. Now, the advantage of that is this. Yorubas can have a central assembly, a central assembly where we can sit together and we can discuss all of the problems and the needs of the Yoruba people, because it will be much like the central issue. Sure, you won't come back here in 2 years. Sure, you want your party to still control the government. You better think very well before you take side or vote. That's the kind of Yoruba land I want. They will discuss water. They will discuss power. They will discuss commerce. They will discuss defense. They will discuss sports. They will discuss food. They will discuss civil service. They will discuss a lot of things. And they will ensure that whatever they discuss is paramount and is implemented. In Nigeria of today, they don't even have anything they are discussing with you. They are still coming back to what? To tell you about water. I will give you electricity. We will fight bandits. We will do this and that. So, and you ask, where is the National Assembly? When this whole calamity befell Nigeria, it's because the system created them too. It is their duty and their job to protect the system, even when they pretend to be kind of fighting for you. Don't be deceived, man. Come on. And don't be naive too. Nigeria's structure is imbalanced, and that is why they are now using what they called national election. And guess what? It is the corrupt politicians that will choose your INEC chairman, the umpire to conduct. It is also your politicians that will also provide logistics for the umpire to conduct your elections. Therefore, giving them the unhindered access into determining the end goal of your electoral process even before they start at all. That is so unfair. And you know why they do that? Nigeria has become a game of number. Nigeria is a place where the strong will have to strangulate the weak. According to the Bible of the narcissistic political actors in Nigeria and their own supporters. So it is because of this that if you don't have the number, your idea, your opinion, even if you join them, will be swallowed by theirs, and then you will be lost in between, and then you have to figure it out. Should I back out or should I join them since I can no longer beat them? And that is why we advise you not to ever take the risk of joining them. I will advise you, if you can't join them, if you can't beat them, right, as they say, call others to join you in beating them. And that is why people like us said, we know the truth. The ideal thing is to educate the minds of our people. One Nigeria is structured to keep you poor. Okay? Seriously speaking, it is like a narrative of crabs in a bucket. You may have 1,000 crabs in a bucket, but you see those ones at the top, they are likely those who are going to climb close to the top. They're going to climb, and sometimes they will jump out, and they'll be kind of far better than those who are trapped beneath the buckets. That's exactly. So when you now take a look at the numbers of those that will manage to crawl out, then you realize that majority are already trapped in between. And that is why and what Nigeria did to you. There is no leader that is going to change that. Okay? There is no, there's no a leader that's coming to fight for anything for you. All right? They will tell you a lot of things you want to hear. They will promise you a lot of things. They will tell you that they're going to amend the constitution and the rest of that. The truth of the matter is this. Yeah? Those who benefit from the rigged system, they will never, ever want it dismantled. And that's why people like us don't really I don't support it anymore. And I keep preaching and spreading the message of if you know the damages, because at the end of the day, when the whole thing they took from you, systematically, right? Or systemically taken from you, right? And then denying you the opportunity that those resources could have provided you, then what do you get? You have a society where crime thrives. You have a society where corruption is the order of the day. You have a society where police can no longer police anymore. You have this situation whereby the defense can no longer defend anybody anymore. You have a situation whereby it's going to be like a dog eats dog. And this situation, my brothers and sisters, will not lead us to anywhere other than where it has led those who have died. It doesn't matter what killed them anymore. Nigeria happened, and it will continue to happen because the gatekeepers of Nigeria are those who are keeping this imbalanced structure, and they are telling you, asking for it to be dismantled, break it up, loosen it up, and free the regions. Begin the process of a complete breakup of the contraption, because people can survive on their own if the greedy class, the gatekeepers, are kicked out. How are you going to get there? Some said revolution, and I said I agree. The revolution that we are going to continue to do mostly is the revolution of the mind, letting you know that if you deconstruct your mind of what they have told you and you understand the picture clearly, you probably will begin to accept the concept, the idea, and the approach that people are proposing, that except this is done, it's just going to be a rat race. Catch 22. We keep going in circle and in circle. But unfortunately, not many of us will make it round the circle. Some will have to be gone down along the way. Nigeria will happen, as long as more people continue to live in that ignorance. Some choosing, we call it selective amnesia or so. But you don't have an excuse, even if you haven't made up your mind. Even if you don't know if you should support the advocacy for the self-determination, and then to condemn the act of the Nigerian system that is criminalizing the self-determination campaign or advocacy, yeah, if you haven't made up your mind, but are you going to deny everything I've told you that this imbalance, unjust structure has done to us? And the fact that those who are angling to take control of Nigeria are not really interested in discussing this they call it a power divisive line, so to say, a sort of divisive line, a line that shouldn't be crossed. They are not talking about them because they are benefiting from them. They are benefiting from it, rather. And you are just a disaster waiting to happen. It is your choice. You can no longer excuse your ignorance anymore. You support them. You support what is likely going to come after you afterward. I was reading it just a moment ago, and they said that thieves, they stole 44 million from APC secretariat. Then I read further, and they said that their new chairman, who happened to be a thief, standing trial for corruption, right? But he's been forgiven now, and he's their chairman. He said, if any APC member wants to become president and he cannot afford 100 million naira per ticket to get the form, then he's just joking. He's not serious about becoming president. And many other things, you know. They said that Bokwari also sent DSS to go and look for a bogus 300 cows stolen in eastern Nigeria. There was a news, they said that they stole 300 cows. They have stolen 300 cows, and they have kidnapped the others in eastern Nigeria. And they say, oh, they've sent soldiers, they've sent DSS to go and look for them, but it ended up being just a bogus. Who's going to steal their cows when they are telling them that they should push their cow out of the Igbo land and go and find ranches for them elsewhere? Yeah. And then among other rubbish that they have said. So if anybody is telling you or angling to become anything right now, and you are angling for them to, or championing for them and the rest, ask yourself, to come and take over what exactly? None of them could talk about this. None of them will call for a new constitution in Nigeria. None of them will call for a national conversation around this, because they are not coming to resolve any problem. They are coming to milk it. And you are going to be here still complaining. So we choose to educate people more. And we choose to take it offline, not just online. And we have been doing that, especially this month of April. And people have responded so well for this, to this as well. So I want to say thank you continually to all of you, my friends, who have been so supportive of this initiative of taking our campaign offline, taking it into the streets. And I bet many of you have actually seen this. You've seen some of these billboards telling you about a Yoruba Nation now, Yoruba Nation now, Yoruba Nation now, across Yoruba land to the key entrance points across Yoruba land. We have done this, and we'll do more in this coming month in May. So this is the part that we have been waiting for. The part to give a second update on our fundraiser. So we did well yesterday, I said. So I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back now, we're going to start the second part of our fundraiser tonight. And I want to see if we can do even better than yesterday. It is pay week, all right? I don't have excuse. You don't have excuse, except there's some financial stuff coming up here, which is always anyway. So if you don't have any spare or any disposable cash at all to give, don't worry. Just share this broadcast, because this next part, I'm going to take calls. You're going to call in, ask me questions, make your contribution, right? And at the same time, we're going to raise money tonight. So I will be back. And when I get back, that's exactly what we're going to do. So thank you very much as you do this. And if you don't want to be part of that, well, this is the moment you can call it a night, okay? But to my friends, stay back, don't go anywhere. We will do a fundraiser, and I'm going to take your calls as well. Let me make some tea.